recorded, as what Mr. Daman has already mentioned before. And we will have two presenters. Here. Okay. The first one is Ms. Titut Sutyani from LIA Kelapa Gading, and the second presenter will be Ms. Ida Maulida from LIA Cirebon. Yeah. And each presenter will have 20 minutes of presentation, and later on the audience can ask questions to the presenter for about 5 minutes. Yeah. Okay. So after all the presentation is finished, I will post the feedback form for all the parallel presenters. Yeah. Okay. Can we just start?
Yes.
Miss Titut and Miss Ida, are you ready?
Yes, ready.
Okay, I'm going to stop the screen and then you can start the presentation. Good luck.
Thank you. Right, so I will start first, yeah?
Yes, Mr. Tut.
There is a bit of change, berarti. Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you, Bu. All right. So, hold on 1 second. Can you hear me?
Yes, you can.
Yes. All right. Yeah,
There's no problem with your audio.
Okay.
All right, we can see the slides now.
All right, so yeah, while waiting for the screen to pop up, let me just introduce.
Actually,
Yes, you can see.
I can, yeah, we can see the slides already.
I can see the slide too.
Okay, all right, yes, yeah, it's a bit lagging. All right, so good morning, everybody. My name is Jenny. I'm from Lembaga Bahasa LIA Kelapa Gading. Today I'm going to tell you the result of my classroom action research. It's about maintaining young learners' participation in online learning classes with Nearpod. This is my table of contents. So first I'm going to tell you. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. I'm going to tell you the background, and then you will also have some introduction and the reasons for choosing the topic. And you will also see some theoretical frameworks that I use in this research, and the data analysis and the result discussion. I will wrap up my session with the conclusion. Right. So yeah. I started using Nearpod at the beginning of the pandemic in 2020. At that time, I used it for my EC2B class. So EC2B here means that the class is for young learners, English for children. And the 2B refers to the Story Central Book 2. And the B is the second part of the book. And at that time, students and I experienced a very excellent time with Nearpod. That's why I wanted to try it out again with higher EC class. And it happened that my next class at that time was EC for A or for B. And there was a bit of problem in student engagement. So I wanted to see whether or not Nearpod can be successful to keep the engagement or the participation in that class. And if it's successful, can student engagement in the class be maintained with Nearpod? So that is the background of the research. And so, yeah, if you happen to join my session last week about Nearpod, probably you have known, yeah, what Nearpod is about. So Nearpod has claimed itself as an award-winning platform used by thousands of schools around the globe, transforming classroom engagement. So they have dubbed themselves as engagement tool. And there was a research indicated that the use of the Nearpod app improves student engagement and whole group assessment in a single lesson. And also, you will deal in this research, I deal a lot with student engagement. And as Mr. Ardian mentioned this morning, that student engagement is a very huge world, yeah, and there are many definitions for it. But the one that I use for my research is taken from Abla and Prameni. Student engagement is a condition of emotional, social, and intellectual readiness to learn, characterized by curiosity, participation, and the drive to learn more. And also, we have to pay attention to the characteristic of young learners. This one was taken from Dr. Jody Crandall in her webinar early this year. She said that young learners are curious and they are easily distracted and they can easily get bored as well. So yeah, when we are dealing with apps and dealing with engagement, we should put this characteristic in mind as well. All right, and here are my reasons for choosing the topic. As I have mentioned, the Nearpod work well in my EC2B class, and there are many researches about Nearpod, and also the online participation is supported by all kinds of engaging activities that are available in Nearpod. So Nearpod is a platform that provides many kinds of activities, and they also have reports, so the teachers can take a look and analyze the report, whether or not the engagement happened, whether or not the students participated in the activities. Okay, so here are some theoretical framework that I use in the research. Yeah, the first one is about young learner from Alice 2014. So a young learner, basically anyone under the age of 18, right? Because the participants of this research at that time were students around 10 to 11 years old. So I conclude that they belong to this group. And also, I use another theory from Bates about online learning. So online learning is a form of distant education in which a course or program is intentionally designed in advance to be delivered fully online. So as you can see that we have in LIA, especially, we have the asynchronous and synchronous stage. So what I did with the Nearpod basically is the synchronous stage. So when the lesson is delivered online, right? And also another theory from Rastinsky about participation. So online learner participation is a process of learning by taking part and maintaining relations with others. As Mr. Aden also mentioned this morning, that there are behavioral engagement and cognitive and emotional engagement. So I also wanted to see whether or not the students maintain the relationship with each other. But you would see that I use different measurement in for the engagement. And then this one, I have mentioned about student engagement by Abla and Formani. And this one is the levels of student engagement that I use to confirm the participation and engagement that I saw in my research, in my class. So basically, Slechty didn't mention the number, but he provides the names for the levels of students' engagement. So there are engagement, strategic compliance, ritual compliance, treatism, and rebellion. So engagement here means high attention, high commitment. Strategic compliance means high attention, low commitment. Ritual compliance means low attention, low commitment. Retreatism means no attention, no commitment. And rebellion means divert attention and no commitment. So if you want to see how far your students are engaged in your class, you can try using this method. Right. So for the data analysis, this is what I do. First, I will set or prepare my Nearpod lesson using Nearpod. And when the lesson is ready, I will teach the lesson to the class. So basically, the session will be done in Nearpod and Zoom. And then after that, after the session ends, I will generate the report from Nearpod. So as I mentioned before, Nearpod provides report for the students. So we can see for each activity, how far is the engagement involved. And actually, I was just checking my Nearpod this morning. So basically, without without we generate the report by ourselves, actually the Nearpod they keep the report of the session. So I could see how much the progress of the engagement between sessions or lessons. And then I also provided exit ticket for the students. I asked their opinions and their feelings towards Nearpod and other application that we use in the class, in our class. And also I check out my Zoom recording. So I always recorded the session, the lessons with my students. So if you have like 22 sessions, it means that I have 22 Zoom recordings, and I check it one by one to see how it was in the class. Right. Right. So this is the profile of the participants in my research. So as I told you, the level was EC4B. It means that they are young learners, and the level is 4, and we are using Story Central Book 4. And in the class, there were 4 boys and 3 girls, and they were around 10 to 11 years old at that time. Yes, this one is something that I took from the report. So at the time, I asked them to draw something that they remembered from chapter 8 of the book, and I wanted them to give explanation about it. Chapter 8 was about celebration and festival. Here you can see boxes, right? And boxes with names. You have Seika, Nabila, Hilmi, Areta, Lucas, Nabila again, Malika, and MZ. MZ is me. I wanted to show them that I also participated in the task. Here you have 2 Nabilas. It is because she had connection problems, so she joined. She joined for with the first account, and then she got disconnected. But the Nearpod already recorded her here. So here, awaiting drawing means that the students probably are still not joining the session yet. But here also you see Lucas and Malika in progress. It means that they are doing their task, while Hilmi, Areta, Nabila, and Ms. Titut here already submitted the task. So with Nearpod, you could actually monitor and maintain your students' tasks. So when they are still, when you see something like this, like Seika and Nabila, you can just call their names and Seika, why don't you join the lesson? I'm waiting, something like that. And for Lucas and Malika, we can just comment on the work, and they can start to finish and submit the task. And for those who have submitted, we can praise them, we can comment on their work with positive words, and they would like that. All right. Now I'm going to show you the report. Okay, I'm going to show you the report from Nearpod. So this one is taken from the 6th of August. 9 students here means that when they have a connection problem, they can join with more than 1 account. So there are 2 names here, as you can see. And here you see the number of student participation is 63%, right? And you have the name of the activities that we used that day. Okay, see 63%, and in the next report from 30th of August, the number increased to 70%. Right, still with the same problem, with the same internet connection problem, but the participation has increased to 70%, and then from the 27th of August, it increased again to 78%. Right, and so you can see here, even though we still have like 0% here for Areta, but Areta also got 100% participation. It happens because that she got disconnected, and as I mentioned, the connection problem. So yeah, basically there are improvement. There is improvement in student participation in just a month. Yeah. Right, and this is the data from the exit ticket. So when I asked them what they learned that day, and the favorite part, they mentioned Nearpod and Canva and quizzes, but also they mentioned about Nearpod being the boring one, and Canva and Nearpod being something that they understood well. All right, so here are the results of my research. So if you ask me, can we maintain student engagement? Yes, we can. And can Nearpod do that? Yes, of course, Nearpod can do that, as you can see earlier. And has it been successful? More or less, yes, it has been successful, because I have improvement in the level of engagement, even though there's also one student mentioned about the Nearpod cause him or her boredom, right? And for the conclusion, Nearpod is suitable for maintaining young learners' participation and engagement in an online classroom, but we still need to vary the activities to avoid boredom. And Nearpod works well for the whole lesson. It means that you have to use it for the whole lesson, not just a part of the lesson, right? So from the beginning until the end, you use Nearpod. And a further study on whether Nearpod works with different classes and programs is required to see the differences and manners on how to handle the class. I hope that maybe in the future you are willing to do this research, this further study. All right, I think that's all. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. Back to you, Ms. Kisti.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Titut. It was so inspiring, yeah. Some of our teachers have tried this one also, yeah. Because we have only 5 minutes for the question and answer, I will open 2 questions, yeah, Ms. Titut, for the audience to ask the questions. Okay, we have one. Okay, raise the hand. Okay, I'm going to start with the one raising the hand first, and then one from the chat. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Okay, Miss Santi and Mr. Agus, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Miss Kisti. Well, my name is Santi from LIA Pamulang. I'm going to ask about what is it? The students, yeah. How did you handle the students who cannot join the Nearpod at that time? For example, for some reasons such as internet connection problem, or maybe their gadget cannot support it. What do you think? Can I have one more question?
Only one.
Only one, okay, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, that's okay. If Ms. Titut is willing, it's okay.
1A, 1B.
The next question, actually, yes or no question. Can we create student-student interaction using this kind of application, Nearpod, or it is only for teacher and student interaction?
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Titut.
Thank you, Ms. Santi. All right, for the first question, what did I do with the students who could not join the Nearpod? So when we used the Nearpod, we were also using Zoom. So it's like this.
Buka kamar Dede.
The Nearpod
Ada
is
jendelanya dia
on.
buka soal.
The Zoom is also
Dia
on.
jendelanya
So
mau dibuka aja. Jadi
when,
biar Yoyen di sini aja.
what is it? When, let's say, for example, Seika was the most troublesome student at that time. He always joined the lesson with his smartphone, right? With so many reasons. So if he had problem, I would just keep calling his name, just like the draw it board activity, and after that he would eventually join the lesson. But let's say that Miss No can do. I had my connection is not good, so because I always share the screen like this. So when I share the screen, the Nearpod screen, they can also see the task. So I will ask them to type the responses or the answer in the chat box, or using annotate, or if it's about drawing, they can just draw it at home and then send it to me, by take pictures of the drawing and then send it to me. But mostly Seika will not do that. So he will just, instead of doing more things at home, he will just eventually do it right away. That's for number one. For number two, for student-student interaction, again, because the Zoom is on, the screen sharing is also on. So, and the Nearpod is also on. So basically, when they do activities, they can see their friends' work. So, for example, if Malika posted something or responded to the questions, Fatir can see, and he will usually respond or comment on the post, something like this. So you can also encourage your student to respond or to comment on their friends' work, especially if you have questions or you want them to practice some expression. You can still do that. Okay, I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Ms. Titut.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
thank you, Ms. Titut. So I'm going to read out the questions from Mr. Agus from LIA Galaxy. Which feature in Nearpod that you find the most engaging for students?
Okay, the most engaging feature, I think it would be the time to climb. So time to climb is a gamified activity. It's like Kahoot and quizzes, but maybe because they use different interface and different different background and setting, it looks different. And also the matching pairs, because matching is actually the easiest exercise, so they can just do it right away. But most of the time, the students would ask for more time to climb activity.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Titut. Can we have one more question from the audience, Ms. Titut?
It's okay if time allows. It's okay.
2 minutes. We have 2 minutes.
Okay.
But don't worry, for those who don't have the chance to ask questions for today, Ms. Titut will be willing to answer the questions by Japri probably, to her, so it's okay, don't worry, Okay, if there are no more questions, can we go on to the next presenter?
There is one in the chat box, Miss.
Oh, where? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, the same one from Mr. Agus. How many sessions can we give Nearpod in one term in order not to give repetitive or monotonous impression to students? Okay, 1 minute to answer this one.
Thank you. It really depends on your students, Pak. So, for example, in my previous level, the EC level, the EC2B, I think I did Nearpod every session with them, and they didn't complain. So they would actually, do we have Nearpod today, Miss? But make sure that you also have another backup. For example, let's say if your connection is not allowing you to use Nearpod, probably you can use several backup like Jamboard or Canva or quizzes, right? So, but basically for the research, I use it every session, but the duration was different. So, for example, I use mostly I use around 20 to 30 slides for one session, 2 sessions actually, because my class was on Friday. But if it's only one session, I think you need around 10 to 15 slides or activities. But yeah, you can vary the activity because Nearpod provides the various activities. So yeah, maybe you can try that part.
Okay, Mr. Agus,
Thank you,
I
Bu, for
hope
the answer.
the answer satisfies you, yeah? Okay, so thank you, Ms. Titut, for a very inspiring presentation and also the research. I hope we can